I'm Trisha Karp from Powerful Speaking for Powerful Women. Today I want to talk about imposter syndrome. So many of my clients say to me, I have imposter syndrome. I'm comfortable talking to people one-on-one. I'm even pretty good in meetings. I'm an extroverted person. I love meeting people. But when I am asked to stand up and speak to an audience in front of a group, give a presentation, maybe have a microphone, that's when imposter syndrome kicks in and I'm over it. It's great being over it because then you're ready to do something about it. But let's talk first of all about what imposter syndrome is. It can be fear, it can be self-doubt. Bottom line is that somewhere you're worried you're going to be exposed as a fraud. People are going to see me for who I really am. People are going to realize I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm not very good at what I do, and then what will people think of me? And it's awful. It's really awful when imposter syndrome stands up next to you to speak and kind of takes over. It's like it's in your body and it takes over. It's awful because when that's in charge, you're not in your power, and then people are seeing that, and it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes. So I feel like I need to take deep breaths when I talk about this one because it's a really difficult thing for so many of us. The first part is in owning who we are and what we have to say and do. Owning it means we're not buying into that stuff, but we need to manage it. I think a lot of people tend to think, and I've noticed this with a lot of my clients, they'll come to me and say, can you just fix it? Can you take away my nerves? Can you take away my fear? Can you just fix it? And it doesn't work that way. The way it works is by learning to work with what's happening for us, not to work against it. Because by working against it, we feed it and we make it worse. It's a bit like pouring petrol onto a fire. When we work with it, it tends to calm a bit, and then we can have more control over how we want to be, and we can really step into our power. Part of this is mindset, but that is not all of it by any stretch of the imagination. But in the mindset, we need to be willing to say to ourselves, I'm standing up to speak here today because I have been asked to do that. If I can't see in myself that I'm good enough, I'll trust that person who has asked me to stand up and speak. I'll trust them that they see something in me that is worth it, that I'm worth hearing from, and that my audience wants to hear what I have to say. We really need to be able to flip that switch. Another part of it, and this is called parts work, which therapists work, is that we're all made up of different parts. And those different parts of us have a say. And sometimes those different parts come out the front and take over and have a say. So it's about learning to work with that part of you that is the imposter, that believes you're not good enough. Often the inner critic sits in here too and telling you all the time, you are not okay, you are not good enough, you should not be standing up there. What will people think about you? You'll be exposed as a fraud. On and on it goes. I mean, you know this, right? I'm not telling you anything new. You know these voices that show up in your head and start to take over. So it's about actually getting to know those parts and working with them so that you can be in your power even more. These things don't go away by magic. I don't have a magic wand for you. I wish I did. But I do know that the magic I do use, and if you continue to use it yourself, will make a really big difference. But you have to do the work, right? We all have to do the work. So when you notice that imposter syndrome voice is arcing up and wanting to take over, get to know it, talk to it, find out what's going on, ask it, get to know it and work with it. And the other part too is around your mindset. Remind yourself you're being asked to speak because someone sees in you something that is worth sharing. And if you can't find anywhere else to own that within yourself, at least put that faith and trust in them. I'm here to support you if you'd like more help. You can find out more at trishacarp.com.